Hi, I'm Danica and I go to Monte Vista High School. So for my third milestone, I basically sewed the accelerometer onto the wrist compression sleeve, and I also used a piece of Velcro and I stuck the flex sensor to the Velcro and stuck the Velcro to the compression sleeve. And I also soldered two wires onto the flex sensor so the flex sensor wouldn't have to be stuck directly on the breadboard. And I also added a resistor to the piezo buzzer to make it stop beeping so loud. So for the demo, it's basically the same as Milestone 2, except now I attached everything on a wrist sleeve. So if I press start monitoring on my phone, then it will start monitoring to the angle, and if I go too far down, it will beep. And stopping it will cause the beeping to stop. So this is mainly used for sleeping. If you don't want any beeping noises when you're sleeping, you can turn it off. And then also you can do wrist turns. Let's say I'll do 2. So you have to calibrate it first. So you have to tilt it at the right angle. Now it's calibrated, and so that was about 2 wrist turns. So for the technical explanation, I sewed this on using a sewing kit, and for the flex sensor, when I was soldering it, I actually broke one of the pins by accident on the flex sensor. So I basically just soldered the wire onto the metal itself. And then I added a 300, no, I added a 220 ohm resistor for the piezo buzzer because I felt like the buzzing was way too loud and it was disrupting um, me. So for my challenges, I had two main ones. The first one was that for the flex sensor, it kept giving me really high values all of a sudden when I was mapping the function. So it was giving me like uh, max flex value when I was converting the analog to digital value. So that was really confusing because I didn't really change any of the wiring or the code. But then I realized once I soldered it, one of the copper strands on the wire was actually touching the small metal pins on the back of the flex sensor, and that was causing a short. So that's what made the flex value go all the way up to 4095, which it's not supposed to go. And then also the second challenge I had was the mapping function wasn't this the threshold was wrong once I attached it to the wrist, so I had to change the mapping function. I changed the values, and that helps change the flex sensor to be normal again and the buzzer to work as normal. So for what's next, I'll probably add an LED ring as my modification to light up whenever the angle is too big, or it will track the progress of your wrist turns.